Welcome to the Blackley Creek Project podcast, Season 1, Episode 2, The Wheels Are Already Coming Off, starring our American and British hosts. August 21st, 2023.
Hello, and welcome back to the Blackley Creek Project podcast. I am your American host.
And I am your British host.
And today we're going to be following up with our Australian investigative reporter, who hopefully has not been kidnapped by aliens. Or if he has, at least left a very extensive audio and video record of it.
I do hope he's doing well there in Peru. Neither kidnapped by aliens nor silenced by gangsters.
I just hope he's not spending too much money. We're on a tight budget.
Potentially the most amazing news story in all of human history, and you're worried about the expense account?
A Pulitzer Prize and like $2 will get you a coffee. Unless you're at Starbucks. Then a Pulitzer Prize and $8 will get you a coffee.
I drink tea.
Of course you do.
You Americans have no appreciation for a good cup of tea.
All I know is that we fought you guys over tea a couple of centuries ago, and I refuse to let go of that grudge.
Oh, are you descended from American revolutionaries?
I have no idea, but I like the idea of dressing up and throwing stuff in the harbor. We'll say I'm a spiritual descendant.
Do you even drink coffee?
I'm more of a hot chocolate guy. Except I like it cold. With whipped cream. And maybe some ice cream.
I think you're describing a milkshake.
Oh, yes, I do love a good milkshake.
I feel like we've forgotten about the task at hand. Are you not concerned about our Australian friend's health and safety? You sent him on a mission to chase what is either aliens abducting humans, or illegal miners killing locals to hide their operations, with only his wits and guile to protect him.
He knew the risks. And may God rest his soul.
Wait, has something happened to him?
Oh, no, I think he's fine, but I know he works a lot and could probably use some rest.
Is he on the line? Have you heard from him?
He will be on the line in a few minutes. I'm not sure what time it is in Peru.
Do you know what time it is here?
I feel like time is a relative concept. I just do what needs to be done when it needs to be done.
So you are counting pennies but can't be bothered to look at a clock.
You only live once, my friend.
Well, hopefully he still does.
As it turns out, he's on the line now.
Thank heavens.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Good day, mate.
Why are you this way?
Welcome back. How are the locals? How is the food? Do they serve lima beans in Lima, Peru?
Have you ever visited another country?
I am no stranger to the world. I went to the World Showcase at Epcot a few times when I was a kid, and a lot of my favorite actors are Canadian.
You represent your nation very well. A true ambassador to the world.
One time I almost got a bald eagle tattoo.
Hello, have you all forgotten me?
I'm sorry, please do tell us everything.
Okay, so, I am calling via satellite from what I can only describe as the middle of nowhere in Peru.
When an Australian complains about the interior of your country, that means something.
May I continue?
I don't know, may you? Wait, no, you said may instead of can. Yes, you may. Please do.
I'm going to set a timer. Please be quiet for the next, say, 3 minutes, okay?
No promises.
As I was saying, the village is located far inland from the more populated areas, and it requires a 10-hour boat trip upriver to reach it. It is very remote.
For context, where is this in relation to the Nazca Lines? Peru of course has a purported history of ancient alien visitation.
Good point and good question. The Nazca Lines are in the southern half of the country, nearer to the coast. I am actually traveling to the northern part, near the Peruvian borders with Ecuador, Colombia, and Brazil.
For context, the movie Predator took place in Guatemala, in Central America.
I asked you to be quiet, but that was actually a thoughtful and useful addition to the conversation. But for the record, that was only 30 seconds before you interrupted with a movie reference.
I'm very helpful when it comes to movies.
Regardless, I have been in the village for only a day or so. And before you ask, I have not seen either aliens or miners on jetpacks.
Just for my information, are you holding on to receipts? And I assume there is no hotel in the village?
Please, I'm begging you, just be quiet for a few minutes.
I am zipping my lips.
Thank you.
Padlocking them.
Yes, thank you.
Throwing away the key.
Are you done yet?
You won't even know I'm here.
I'm going on. What have the villagers told you?
Well, my translator and I have been speaking with some of the eyewitnesses, and they all seem pretty shaken up and are consistent in their details.
Translator? What does he cost?
What?
Sorry.
So far, the Peruvian military and police are investigating, but they don't seem to have any sense of urgency. Like I said, it's far from Lima and it's in the middle of the jungle, and I also get the feeling that until there's more evidence, the government isn't willing to commit much in the way of resources.
Have there been any more attacks? Has the situation stabilized?
The last few days have apparently been calm, with nothing out of the ordinary.
I suppose that's a good development, but it doesn't help us figure out what was going on. Are there any other international investigators there? Surely this has attracted global attention.
Any hippie kids in vans? Sorry.
Yes and no. I have heard from the translators and river guides that there have been some freelance investigators planning trips, but since we've gone a few days without a major global headline, they're losing some interest.
What about the Americans? Any Americans in the area?
Why would the Americans be investigating what seems to be an internal Peruvian matter?
Since when have the Americans minded their own business?
Just to get meta for a moment, I think that was an excellent callback to General Anonymous.
Long story short, gents, I don't have anything substantial to report. I will continue to interview eyewitnesses and see if I can get someone to take me out further into the jungle, but I don't know how far into the jungle they really want to go.
Should we send a spunky, independent female American reporter to help you? Maybe you could save her from local wildlife and develop a romantic relationship.
You're thinking of Crocodile Dundee. While I do love that film, no. No thank you.
Crocodile Dundee 2 has some action in Colombia. Is that better?
It is not.
I feel like 60% of my time is apologizing for you.
What about the other 60%?
The what?
I should go. I see a van full of hippie kids with a Great Dane pulling up in the village.
Oh, wait, for real?
No, of course not.
That was a mean trick to pull on me. I feel like our mutual trust has been eroded. Call back again when you have more. And please keep the receipts.
I will.
So it sounds like there's nothing going on down in Peru.
Well, it's only his first day there.
Maybe I really should call in backup for him.
No, I think you absolutely should not.
Maybe it's too late, and I've already made the call.
What call? To who? What have you done?
Hello, you wanted me to call.
This is my trump card.
I'm not sure that's the correct use of the term trump card. Is this the journalist you threatened to send to him?
No, she's not a journalist or investigator. She's one of the bounty hunters I have on a separate rotation. Top bounty hunters.
What? Why do you have a rotation of bounty hunters? Why do you have any bounty hunters?
I'm totally kidding. Yes, she's the journalist I threatened to send to him.
I feel as though our trust has been eroded.
I was hoping for a better response when I brought it up so that I could be like, good news, it's already happening, but he seemed oddly against it.
I think part of it is that you implied he was incompetent in his chosen profession, and the other part is that you mocked him with a largely outdated pop culture reference for his nation.
Isham, which part do you think made him say no?
Should I go? You two seem to be deep in conversation.
I'm sorry, that happens a lot. Hello, welcome, and I apologize in advance for everything my counterpart here is going to say and do.
That's somewhat unkind. You are implying that I am incompetent in my chosen profession. Who's the bad friend now?
I'm used to unprofessionalism. And men. And unprofessional men.
That may be a broad brush you're using to paint.
Am I wrong, though?
Probably not.
So from what I understand, you are interested in whatever is going on in Peru, but you don't want to actually go yourself. You called up one of your colleagues, but you're not sure he's going to do a good job because it's already been a few days, and there are no results even though he flew from the other side of the planet and really just got started. You are being impatient and somewhat unreasonable, and you also have a secret hope for a rom-com meet cute to come out of this.
Or Predator. I'm not going to lie, a rom-com meet cute would be great, but I would take a full-on sci-fi disaster. And if he's not your type, don't worry about the rom-com meet cute.
I do appreciate that unexpected moment of direct candor.
I am full of candor. Like a whole forest moon.
That's Ender.
Next thing you'll tell me that croissants are not the capital of the Republic.
I am happy to take the job since you will cover expenses, correct?
Yes, of course, and I'll even pay you the same as what I'm paying the Australian. I guess just in Canadian money.
Yes, that's fine. Again, I appreciate your transparency in how you do things.
He's very transparent. It's clear he's an idiot.
I feel like that was also unnecessary, but I'll choose to take it as a compliment.
Good day, gentlemen.
Great, thank you.
Yes, thank you, and welcome to the crazy train.
Thanks, happy to be here.
We'll talk to you soon.
How do you think our Australian friend will react to the arrival of who is in effect a competitor, whom you sent, based primarily on your impatience?
Maybe we just won't tell him. I can play dumb. Do you think he'll believe me if I play dumb?
Yes.
Thank you for joining the Blackley Creek Project podcast. This podcast was made using voiceover from Speechify. While the voices are computer-generated, the script comes straight from a human brain and is lovingly handcrafted by painstakingly typing using human fingers. We don't have a Patreon page, or really any page, up and running yet, but please leave feedback and tell your friends. Check back on Wednesday, August 23rd, for the next podcast, to see just where this is going.